All right, folks. We're live. We're live. We're live. Welcome to Chaos Culture Radio. We're running a little bit late, but if everybody is here, so people, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure I hit the like button, and make sure I hit the notification bell because we do go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And everybody get it rolling. So what's up? What's up, people? What's going on, our team? How you feeling?
Chilling, man. I feel great. What about you, family?
Hey man, I'm great, man. Another day, man. I'm blessed. Let's go. Let's get it. Hey, Ronnie, you good? How you feeling?
No, I'm here. Give me a second.
Okay. Like I said, Ronnie, he's we'll give him a second to get his audio everything together. So we gonna start right. We gonna get right to it, people. So y'all see the title. So we gonna go talk about the Chicago riot that happened a couple of days ago. When I believe it was like 100 teams was overthrown Chicago. Chicago's just terrible, yo. It's sorry to say that's one of the cities that's in the Midwest that I do. Chicago is a very, very beautiful city. I've been to Chicago before.
Same here.
It's nice, and it's just hard to hear, stuff people don't know with Chicago, it's just terrible, just hearing this stuff with Chicago, about, years and years now about, how terrible the crime is, the lack of leadership, places are closing down. Like for instance, they're closing down 4 Walmarts in areas of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So I think today this is the topic we need to talk about. Is really getting a deep dive and really talk about Chicago, the position that it's in, and Chicago's looking bad right now. So we're definitely gonna get to the about the team riots that happened. A couple of days ago, hundreds of teams gathered in downtown Chicago and started rioting the city. Looting the stores, breaking people's businesses up, shattering cars and windows, and just crazy. So we're gonna play a video of we got a little snippet of the video of what's going on in Chicago, what happened 2 days ago, and after that we're gonna chop it up. So go ahead, you can play the video.
No problem.
You'd eat gunshots, fists flying, and passers-by stomped into sidewalk curbs. The extended lawlessness in the Loop resulted from a lack of leadership and no plan to deal with unruly crowds on an unusually warm spring night. That tonight, according to a former top Chicago police official who gives the I-Team a blunt assessment of what went wrong and why. Crowds swept into the South Loop, Millennium Park, and Michigan Avenue, outnumbering Chicago police who had to scramble officers to the scenes, even though veteran cops say this was not unexpected on a warm Saturday night, given the recent history on similar occasions.
First of all, was there a plan? I mean, as a district commander, again, you're responsible for that district 24/7. Did you have a plan? Did you sit down with your leadership team?
Gene Roy was chief of detectives at CPD when he retired in late 2016. Roy talking with the I-Team about the melee on Michigan Avenue, these scrapes on State Street, and police who appeared to have little command direction, no helmets and shields, and helter-skelter communication. Roy is concerned about patrol officers possibly being put on scene without adequate plans or direction.
You have a plan, you have the pieces all assembled, you have your toolkit. It's like a mechanic. You go to work with a toolkit every day.
And with Chicago just securing the 2024 Democratic National Convention, ex-Chief Roy says the city needs to do better.
You have to wonder if somebody in Washington at the DNC is going, did we make a bad choice here? This is a critical time for the city. We have an interim police superintendent. We have his management team, doesn't know if they're coming or going.
So what's next? Roy tonight says the plans have been used before, starting with CTA stations.
Put officers at the key L stops and you prevent people from jumping the turnstile and going downtown. You prevent them from starting the evening off breaking a law. Have them turn around and go home if they don't have money. Make sure there's a plan in place. Make sure that you're coordinated with other agencies.
Roy recommending pre-positioned police units in suspected hotspots and conservative tactics, but he would not rule out cutting off CTA lines or raising bridges if necessary, tactics used in previous disturbances. The elephant in the room, a severe shortage of officers altogether and retirements coming at a fast pace. CPD officials have only put out a written statement saying they don't tolerate criminal activity and that violators will be arrested and held accountable. Obviously, not everybody faced the music on Saturday night.
Yeah, new superintendent will have to be dealing with this issue coming forward.
New superintendent, new mayor.
New mayor,
Yeah.
indeed. All right, thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. This is just the city of Chicago, you know, not surprised, you know, and like I said, and probably won't happen. It probably be some other stuff that's happening in Chicago in the summertime because we always, it's like I was telling Hakeem, you know, before we started the show, it's like, you know, when these holidays come up like Memorial Day and the 4th of July, it's always Chicago that comes up and say, hey, you know, this people got, you know, shot and injured. You know, Chicago is usually the first city that comes up on people's radar, especially in national news. So I'm gonna pass it to you, Hakeem. So just tell me, man, what you think about this, and what you think about the state of the city, how Chicago is as we speak of.
We're in a state of emergency. We have, and we not only in Chicago but other cities. There's a lawlessness that's going around all over the world right now, all over the United States, but Chicago in particular, where lack of funding, lack of police officers, lack of parental home structure has allowed these kids to run amok. And wow, and when one of these kids gets shot, is Crump going to be out there for 6 or 7 more bodies and say, hey, who killed our babies? Now, mind you, I'm saying as I'm speaking from the heart, from a guy who lived in the ghetto, who traveled to many cities and tried to see how people are going to live peaceful. You can't even call Chicago a visiting spot in nobody talks about visiting Chicago because it's dangerous. People do visit Chicago. They got one of the famous pizzas. I visited Chicago before. I was in the outskirts though. I didn't want no parts of going in the inner city because we know what's going on. Now, mind you, I'm saying this with a heavy heart, but I got to give you a heavy hand. I got to give you a heavy hand. Chicago, I love you. But do you love yourself? Chicago, can you make it safe for visitors to come visit you without us having to worry? You could come to my city and you won't get jacked. You could come to my city and you won't get killed, essayed, raped, or blicked down. We don't do that here. Not saying that it doesn't go down in any other city, but the intensity that Chicago brings with the effery that they support. We hear it in the music. They talk about killing people. They're the ones why we have killing music as a genre now, drill. And people glorify killing bodies, smoking ops, and all this and that. We didn't make this up. Chicago did. Mind you, in Chicago don't know. What you promote is all devil worshiping. You only fall into the hands of Shaitan. This is why the city unemployment rates are so low. They don't even have an emergency hospital in the inner city near, I think, South Chicago, whatever. So most gunshot victims die before they go to the hospital. Same thing happened with OTF Newski, OTF Nunu. A lot of other guys who I can name who I've watched their murders on video. That's another thing Chicago like to do. They like to promote their video. They like to film. Now, I was hoping that I wanted to show a video too of the destruction and the melee of the Chicago people, if that's okay. Mm-hmm.
It's getting so bad, as like you said before you said something, it's getting so bad in Chicago that you have, you know, gangsters or people robbing, like they're actually, you know, posting it on social media, even though they're covering it up. Like they posting this stuff in social media, like nobody's gonna get them. That's how they do it, Hakeem.
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Y'all can hear you now.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, you see these, gangsters, be, in these like stealing cars. They cover up because every day they waving, waving weapons around, all that type of stuff. Like nothing's gonna happen.
Because nothing can happen. There's a lawlessness. Listen, Lightfoot hasn't really done nothing. The mayor before then, Emmanuel, hasn't done nothing. But let's be honest about something. Chicago has always had this gangster persona about it. The Chicago outfit, Al Capone. This has been in its history for so long. Now, I just wanted to play this video and to show how Chicago's not even safe for people who are visiting out of town.
Cheryl Ashley Knutson says she can't watch that video. She's only seen it once, and that was enough to relive the horror. Her boyfriend is still bloodied and injured from the group beating they took along the street through downtown Saturday night. The shrieking is the sound of pure panic. In this cell phone video shared by CWB, that's Ashley Knutson at the center of this mob Saturday evening. Visiting Chicago from out of state, Knutson and her boyfriend were searching for a place to eat when they happened upon a crowd along Wabash Avenue.
Said, DJ, I just got pushed, and he turned around and he said, don't put your hands on her, don't push her. And as soon as he said that, everything went crazy. Like, they went crazy. They started jumping us, saying they're gonna kill us.
You can't even see DJ in the video. He's already on the ground.
They were kicking and punching me, and I just had to get to the fence. Can't do much with like 20 people on me.
That's when Lenora Dennis, who just stepped out of Macy's, intervened.
I literally jumped. I literally got in front of a police car and put my hands up and was telling them, hey, these people are getting assaulted.
At that point, Dennis said she had no choice.
I just ran over there and just kind of started cursing at them and told them to get away and go, and like a mom would do, like when you see a bunch of kids acting crazy.
Stripped of their cell phones, credit cards, and even the shoes off their feet,
Wow.
Dennis swooped in and sped the beaten and bloodied couple away to safety. They'll never forget that.
All I can say is I was put there.
Knutson said that the Chicago police did drive out to their Airbnb in the suburbs where they're staying to check in on the couple and tell them they are trying to look at that video to see if they can make any arrests and hold those teenagers accountable.
Crazy. Well, I want to get a shout out to Gore, D'Souza, welcome home. D'Souza always she's like a you like the Particle, what is it? Particle, they normally do Particle's son. You like the Particle daughter. You go missing and then you come right back home. Welcome back. Yeah, thank you again. Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate it, D'Souza. Thank you. You've been the #1 follower for a very, very long time. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Everybody that be watching us on Twitch. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, back to the topic. I was trying to dig into this story because I was trying to see exactly what was going on, what really transpired. Because I was just curious. Okay, you have a group of black people, because mostly it was black. I rarely say any white people. I'm just being honest. I haven't seen a group of black people. It was in downtown Chicago, and I'm like, okay, what truly transpired? What got people rowdy up? What was going on? So I'm trying to do research on the law enforcement and see, okay, what went wrong. And the law enforcement stated that they did a bad job because it's just bad management. They didn't manage the crowd very well, so it allowed the kids to go on the uproar. But I just want to ask you guys on the panel, because I really don't know, because I was trying to look at evidence after evidence. So what really transpired? Was it shooting, or were they protesting? Was they just one of them days okay, we just gonna act crazy in downtown Chicago?
It was a group of teens, a group of 100 teens who are, they actually was kind of planned. And to go downtown, they rioted, loot the stores,
But for what reason though?
Huh?
Like they trying to make a statement, or just?
It was it's kind of making this. Go ahead, Akin. You want to say something?
Yeah. So what I overheard, this is a lot of things. It was planned. A lot of this is like one of these TikTok challenges to storm, like bum rush the city, bum rush the thing, bum rush the mall, damage everything. And this is one of their things. This is like something they're planning to do in certain places.
Wait, so you say it's throughout the country or just Chicago?
It's
That
not
was
only,
just
it's
for
not
me and
only
all.
Chicago, it's throughout the country, but this was particular because the level of violence was so high. And you know what I mean? We just seen that those couples wasn't the only one who got jumped and beat and stuff like that. So these are things that kids do. They get together, they plan a bum rush, they cause so much confusion, and you know what I mean, and then they leave.
Oh, no, okay, thank you for that clarity. So, I know this is well, it kind of do pertain to the topic a little bit because I think you guys are probably already aware. Legislatures and also state official is trying to ban TikTok, and I think one of the reasons they were saying because of the data of them stealing data, and not only that, but I think also one of the reasons is because of stuff like this. If TikTok is telling teens, mind you, to go to someone's property or someone's community to loot, to vandalize, it's gonna hurt them in the long run. I think you guys already know. We didn't do it yet, but I know if y'all not aware about it, y'all probably aware now that Walmart is actually planning on leaving Chicago. Yeah, like Jordan said, 4 major stores. So what did that do? That's gonna hurt the community at the end of the day because most of the people you already know that be employed by Walmart are young black people, young black teens. I just said enough. Go ahead, Jordan. I just said it.
You're not telling a lie, though. Like
you're not. That's part of Chicago. It just shows like, a lot of stuff is, we talk about all the time. There's a lot of stuff in Chicago. It's just like it's getting worse and worse and worse. And like I said, you see this, it's like, Chicago's not gonna lose their tourists. Like I said, nobody ain't go. I mean, only Midwest, the biggest cities in the Midwest is Chicago.
Basically, people come to Detroit more than they come to Chicago.
Exactly.
That's true.
And I remember about 10 to 15 years ago, Detroit had the same problem. That same problem.
Oh boy, you can't say that.
What did Detroit do? I forgot what mayor we had. Once he had a mayor, they wrapped on all police and they just started arresting people. Left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. Just try to clean it up as best way they can. And that one of the problems with Chicago is they have a lack of leadership, like a mayor. They just be doing terrible job. You can just see how crime is rising up year after year after year after year. And it's getting crazy. It's like, if I'm people that live in Chicago, I gotta move to another city, move to another state.
Well, Chicago kind of did better now because they got rid of that lady, that mayor, or whatever that lady was. Yeah, so she's gone. So Chicago is kind of doing better because I think people see in Chicago that the way things are being run is totally crazy. I never been to Chicago. I'm not gonna lie. One of these days, me, Hakeem, and Jordan go to Chicago. Literally go to Chicago because I heard Chicago got one of the quote unquote best pizza. So I'm trying to be careful because that's what I heard. So I was like, okay, I tried New York pizza. I never tried Chicago pizza. So I really want to go there. But Gordon said, look, he said, let me go ahead and remove Chicago from place to visit.
And it's sad to hear, but it's true. And Chicago is a lovely city, yo. It's a nice city. It's like the New York in the Midwest.
Wow. Nobody do.
Listen, when I was driving trucks, I went to Chicago. I seen the level of poverty in there, but then I also seen the beauty about it. You know what I'm trying to say? But then I'm saying to myself, but you have to really be on guard. That's one of the places I did not feel comfortable. I did not feel comfortable. I felt comfortable in Texas. I felt comfortable in Alabama in certain places, even Mississippi out of all places. But you know what I mean? This is what the thing. And I don't even think the people of Chicago even care if people come visit because a lot of Chicagoans leave. A lot of them move to Arizona. A lot of them move to Vegas. A lot of them move to Atlanta. And they bring that Chicago attitude over to what they don't know is that now you're dealing with real white boys. and you're dealing with real people who are not playing. No. Listen, a couple Chicago guys done got killed down here. This is facts. Not understanding the landscape. You can't do what you do in your own city, and there are people that are bigger and badder than you. But here's the point that I'm saying: we need what happened in New York and Chicago. We need a stop and frisk. We need a Rudolph Giuliani. I know y'all not gonna like me when I say.
Oh yeah. I came. They gonna like you. You might get.
I know y'all not gonna like me. We need a dictator. We need a Rudolph Giuliani. We need to have buses hauling away people to jail. Young black kids, I don't care if you're 15, 16, 17. If you was out there in the mall, I don't care. Listen, I want to take you to jail, and I want to take your parents who allowed you to go outside. Haul their ass up too.
Well, how can you sound like Trump a little bit? When Trump was in office, he was saying that, and then people got upset.
Listen, I can speak this because I contribute to destruction. I understand it. There's no, listen, prison will save a black man. Prison will save a black man because you want to know why he ain't going to get killed. He'll still get 3-course meal of the day. His mama will still be able to call him, see him. His sons will still be able to say, hey, Dad. Because if he's out here on these streets, these kids got nowhere to go. They already, look, what they was out there doing, prison the pipeline.
Yeah.
Do we blame us? Do we blame the parents? Or who do we blame? Do we blame Chicago? Do we blame Chicago's reputation? Mind you, for a lot of people who don't know, this is a little known fact of a history. Just the city has just been known for crime as long as we know it. Nobody never looked at this. I'm going to go to Chicago for the weekend. Who would say that?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to go to New York. You know, New York police do not play. We need New York type cops in Chicago. A lot of people will be dead by now.
Yeah, New York do not play now. I went to New York a couple of times. They do not play. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, it's like New York. I'm in New York. What, last year? Yeah, they by the book. They strict. They're very strict. But yeah, man.
My thing. Go ahead, Jordan. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna come in.
Yeah. Well, me, it's like Chicago is. It's like you don't hear anything. No, I would say this. Like, I think with the drill rep coming out of Chicago, it definitely made it 10 times worse. And you can see that. What's his name? King Von. You heard about the documentary come out? He's from Chicago, right?
Yeah, he's from Chicago.
Old block. Yeah.
From Old Block. They said he was a serial killer.
Yeah, you see that the documentary come out of him about him being a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
That's see right there. It's like I think for me, that drill rep needs to stop, y'all. It needs to be closed immediately. It needs to be dropped. Because that, to me, it just holds like a big old stain that a drill rep coming out of Chicago, and look at the message and look at how Chicago is. It hurts. It definitely hurts. It hurts Chicago. It hurts the people of Chicago. Hoping they can move out of there. And it's definitely not a tourist place you can go to. Go ahead, Ronnie.
No, but here's the thing. I don't really blame Chicago too much. I really blame the parents, because why are the parents allowing their kids, especially on the school night, to go around people probably to vandalize and to loot? Because them kids are young. Them kids are like 16, 15, 14. They're not even of age. They're not even like a regular adult age. So, and not only that, but I'm not gonna lie, y'all probably might disagree with me on this point, but I think allow the kids, go ahead and vandalize your community. Go ahead and just do it. Because then when they realize their parents don't have a job, their parents no longer have no form of resources coming in, they don't have no place to get something to eat, the water is missing, there's no school, there's nothing. They see how Chicago become then. Allow them to do it. Allow them to go ahead and vandalize the city. Because at the end of the day, who's going to get affected by it? The adults. And then what's going to happen? When adults see that they're getting affected by it, then that's when they're going to really be very strict on the laws, and also holding their kids accountable and say, hey, if you go out there and vandalize, you go to jail, I'm not going to bail you out. Because the situation that's transpiring in Chicago is crazy. Because I want to go to Chicago to visit, so I don't want to go to Chicago. It's like a freaking ghost town. Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't know if y'all was saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something. Personally, what's they call when they send not the army, when they send not martial law. What's they called when they send when the governor they activate the send like the
I know what you're talking about. When they did the
no, we can't. You mean the state police? You talking about the state police? No, it is martial law. No, it is martial law.
No, when they act, I forgot what's it called. Because they did happen in a pandemic. Like I said, to me, I'm gonna look it up. So, but to me, they definitely see that in that city for sure. Like they did that back in back in LA in the 90s riots, but happened with the what's his name?
What say curfew? You mean Rodney King?
Rodney King.
And
then, like I said, they did curfew. Like I said, for instance, like when spring break happens in Miami, what do Miami Beach do? Once somebody has they do a curfew, and it has cops out.
Yes.
You got a curfew.
Yeah.
Chicago, I don't know why they don't think about doing it or just doing it right now. They should be having that for like maybe between 3 to 6 months. And I don't know why they're not doing it. Cause that could definitely help out. But.
Well, according to the sources, they say the law officials wasn't prepared. They didn't know that was coming. It was actually left field. They didn't even have no shields, no helmet, nothing. So there was really left field. So at the end of the day, they even say that even in the video say there was more kids than officials there. So what the officials did is they go ahead and do it. Officials not gonna get involved. They're gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah. To me, Ronnie, I mean, I hear you, but to me, like when stuff in LA, like a smaller riot happens, stuff like that, LAPD here, they prepared. They go. LAPD here, they ready, they prepared. They prepare for anything. I learned that living here the next 4 or 5 years. It could be a minor riot. LAPD, they immediately, and what they do, they'll send the helicopters, go straight to it and everything. And they call and everything. And I don't see why, that just showed me how, with Chicago police, they're not really.
The thing about it, you want to be a Chicago police when you're dealing with people from like O Block. I don't want to be no Chicago police.
But I would say not necessarily South Side, but what happened in downtown? They should be ready for downtown.
True.
Yeah,
that's true. But nobody
stuff like that.
Nobody, when it comes to situation with downtown, nobody really, that was it. I don't know. Sometimes I think these things be planned because they seem like they want things to happen within the community so the businesses can leave. Because think about it, the businesses know now their place got vandalized. They're gonna be like, you know what? We're not coming to your cities anymore. That's it. We're gone. It could be planned. That was it. I really want to know what you guys thought because you got to keep it in mind. Remember, those black kids that was out there, those are our future generation.
Fact.
That's not our age. Fact. So I want to know you guys' thoughts. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on the whole thing when it comes to seeing like our future generation acting this way?
I think we have no future generation. I think that the more soft we are with them, the more we say, "Let me be me. Let me express myself." I didn't grow up in that kind of era. I grew up where we followed rules, and if you break rules, there's consequences.
Like to me, it's since we're in a social media phase, like we're deep in the social media phase, I feel like we need a parental control of these social medias, because these social medias, what they do in the kids, and they're making them more aggressive, making them suicidal in a way, making them more angry, and we just need to find a way to really, how to really control the social media to our kids. Because if I had kids, like there's a certain age that my kids gonna be on social media, and I'm speaking on that for sure. I believe there should be a certain age, really, like especially with TikTok. But like I said, with Montana, they're gonna start banning TikTok in their state, and I really feel like with the social media, we need to really control that. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but we need to find a way to control that, especially for our future generation. Because like you said.
I heard about Montana. I heard about Montana is the first state to ban TikTok. You see how they're working on it. I'm telling you, they're banning TikTok. It's becoming dangerous.
No, yeah, TikTok has caused so much stuff, dog. It's ridiculous, man. Like, you say to yourself, like, yo, like, what's going, like, why does it have to even get to this point? You feel me?
But it's not hurting us. It's not hurting the adults. It's hurting the kids. The kids are consuming everything on TikTok. That's what TikTok. It's a great platform. You can use it, learn how to cook, learn how to get women, learn how to build a car. You can do a lot of things. Very quick video. That was it. I like TikTok. Go straight to the point. However, it's feeding into these kids' mind, and a lot of these kids are really reacting everything on TikTok. Now, right now, I don't know. They have one. I know people. They've been doing it for years, but people been doing it on TikTok. The one that is called like "knock them out," to the point that somebody's holding you on your chest. Like they put their palm on your chest next to your heart to see who's gonna pass out first.
Wow,
and that's crazy.
And they got that idea from TikTok.
Yeah,
it just tells you, like, you know, we use social media for the wrong reasons. And Brian, you just saying that you were saying good things about social media, but the thing is like we're not. Also, the majority of people or teachers are not doing that. They're just using it for the wrong reasons. It means, you know, not having the common sense of doing what needs to be done the right way, or just try to join something that's trending and say, hey, that's trending. I think I'm gonna start doing this. I think trending. I can say this: trend stuff could be a drug. I just tell you, stuff that's trending, it could be the drug to people that actually want to do something.
Facts.
They want to feel involved to do it because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, like prime example, Jordan. Right now, you know, I can tell you, right now in Florida, they're going crazy over the gas. Like people, they're going crazy over the gas. I can tell you, every gas station they clean it out, like clean it out. Because recently, Miami and Broward had a bad flood. Like South Florida had a bad flood, like a couple of weeks ago. No, a week ago. Sorry, not a couple of weeks ago. A week ago. And then for that situation that's transpired, mind you, Jordan, people been on a gas station hunt crazy. By Hakeem's house, empty. By my house, empty. Like, it's crazy. People can't even go to work.
Talk about it.
Because they saw something on media and they said, oh crap, we living in the end of the world. Let me hurry up and go and get this gas. And now the gas stations are empty. They have to go get gas from freaking other parts of Florida to ease the people, but the people still filling up their tank nonstop. It is crazy out here. It is crazy.
Yeah, because I've seen it on social medias, Miami, how bad the flood is and everything. But damn, y'all taking the gas like it's a hurricane coming, yo.
Don't everybody's. But social media put out there, oh, go get gas. People believe that has to be true, which I understand you do supposed to go get gas, but get the gas you need. But people feel it's like pretty much like the pandemic all over. This is what's going on right now in Miami and Broward County. Literally, lines all the way through the block. So just imagine if that little small money from social media, the situation when that happened in Chicago doesn't surprise me one bit. It doesn't surprise me at all. And actually, it's going to get worse. Just be on the lookout. It's going to get worse. This is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. So I got a question for you guys. Can you see in the next 5 to 10 years, Chicago could do a 180?
With the right mayor and the right police superintendent.
And the right president too.
Yeah.
You need a strong president that's gonna be in the house to hold the mayor and the governor accountable when things in Chicago doesn't go right. That's my best bet.
I agree with that. They're definitely a really, really strong mayor who actually cares about the city, actually cares about the community, and really try to clean up. Because, yeah, man, Mayor Lightfoot, she ain't doing nothing. She just Made it worse.
No, she didn't. No.
She made it a whole lot worse. And then also I heard that there was Chicago's have a problem about having I don't know, from Texas, from somebody they was sending immigrants to Chicago South Side. I was hearing about that a couple months ago. But yeah, man, but for me, the next, if they could get a really strong mayor, like I said, right, said good president, and also a very good strong governor, actually really trying to clean up. Like I said, if you want to bring money back into Chicago, making a tourist place again, you really got to clean it up. You really do.
Chicago is always going to be well established when it comes to certain things. I think they're well known when it comes to certain, especially when it comes to Black entertainment, music, art, food. So they're going to be known for that. But the way they're going as a people and as a community is really going downhill. And I'm being honest with you, for someone to come in there to try to change all of that, it's going to take about another 10 years, another decade. I don't think 5 years is going to be enough. Chicago is really messed up right now, like really, really messed up. Majority of the people that's there, I think, were kids are highly influenced by gang-related activities. Mind you, when I say kids, women too. There's some women that's going out there robbing. Because I don't know, we didn't even do an episode on that, but that was one of that's kind of very, very curious about when it comes to this. Because mind you, there was a pregnant woman literally going out there trying to rob somebody in Chicago. That recently just happened. So that's the stuff that you're dealing with in Chicago. So I'm like, if people gonna try to go there for leadership, they seeing all that's going on, they be like, nah, Chicago need to be burned down and rebuild all over again.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just agreeing with you. I just think that it's one of them type of things where you put into perspective and you say that you know what I mean, like, hey, what do we do here? And all we can't be scared to attack this from a point and to be able to be criticized about your opinions about the way people are handling their business. That's the number one thing. Yo, just let's get this shit out the way. Who needs to go to jail first? Who can we save? Who's the problematic child? Let's get him out of school. Listen, as what I noticed growing up, you know how they used to try to book bundle all kids together, the bad and the good. And then, you know, there was a certain point in time where they start removing children that was problematic because they want to make sure who's going to be productive keeps going on. I'm very affirm of that. I don't care if the parents understand that, hey, if he causing problem and he's disrupting, remove him out of the class and put him into another one. Just the same thing with these kids. I bet you half them kids out there don't even go to school.
Yeah, that's true. And I tell you, dog, these kids' parents, hey, if these kids' parents gotta step up. If you're, like I said, if your son or daughter was out there causing a ruckus, if you see them on TV, to me, y'all need to send them to jail. For sure. And I don't know why these parents, I know they saw one of the kids acting up and everything. All you gotta do is just send them to jail for a night or two to shoot. But why you can't do that? What's the problem?
The parents don't care because remember we were taught in this nation certain things in this nation is bad, so the parents don't even care. But when they I agree with you guys. When they really start holding parents accountable and really start looking parents up, then we're gonna have another conversation.
And I also want to say, if put police, put these rewards out. Found out rewards, $1,000 reward. For if you see it, like if somebody got murdered or somebody stole something, to put that out. Because people need money. I think that would be a good idea. Putting a reward on somebody so you get the reward back. But I could do that.
Jordan, right now they're working on robots police now. I think New York already started. Yeah. That there's a police dog that goes around New York, San Francisco. California hasn't. Oh, not sorry. Chicago hasn't started yet, and also Florida hasn't started. But yeah, it's a literally like a police dog, but it's computerized that goes around the community and lets the police know before a criminal activity actually transpired. They let the cop know immediately, and the cop automatically shows up. This is the future we're going to.
Yeah.
So mind you, them kids that's vandalizing now, when that more system get into play, and you see more robots out here, these kids won't be doing stuff like that. No, that's gonna be taken away. So that's why I say I think some of these stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's just my conspiracy. I know this is not a conspiracy channel, but this is one of my conspiracy. I think they want certain things to happen so they could allow certain things to be put in place. Cause think about it. We know this to be true. Law enforcement do watch TikTok. They watch TikTok all the time. They know when teens are trying to plan something. They know when gang members trying to infiltrate something. They're always aware. So you telling me they was not aware of this, what's going on TikTok? It doesn't make any sense.
You're right.
They wanted the kids to do it, so they're like, okay. See, even Urban Noise said the same thing. They kind of agree with me. Cause think about it. If police, mind you, police even watching our channel, whether people like it or not, they're watching all the content creators, even Red Pills. We gotta do an episode on that one, Jordan. They all watching all the Red Pills content. On content. Not the police department, the FBI. So think about it. If they're watching that, telling me they're not watching TikTok and telling these kids, oh, we're gonna meet up here in Chicago at 7 o'clock. I don't know what their time zone is. And we're gonna go ahead and loot these stores. Central time?
Yeah.
They want this to happen because they'll be like, okay, cool. We know. So next time they're gonna come up, you're gonna see swarm of cops out of nowhere. Bomb.
And the thing about the FBI is they will take their sweet time to make sure they gather all the evidence that they need just to say, hey, we got you. You ain't going nowhere. So it depends on you gonna take the plea deal or not. If you're not gonna take a plea deal, you're gonna be in jail for a long time. You take
they ain't doing no plea deal.
Be there happy. No, I'm just saying. They no plea, but I'm just saying, like with the FBI, it's like they will build a case. You know, they'll take years, maybe 2 to 3 years to build a strong enough case of where you say, hey, we got you. There's nothing you can do. You can have the best lawyers, but you can't mess with our lawyers because we got all this evidence that we have stacked on you and everything.
But Jordan, here's the thing. They even putting people in jail for less. I don't know if y'all heard about a Texas man literally spit out a cop. Now he's doing 70 years in prison for spitting at the cop. In Texas, Hakeem, spitting at a cop. They putting people in jail for less than vandalizing. So that's what I'm saying. On Urban Noise say this. This is what Urban Noise said. They said they want this country to self-destruct. That's what I'm saying. So they can put stuff in place, new laws, new implementation. Because a lot of people will say, "Yeah, I agree with them. We need this. We need this in the community because the community is out of control." And then boom, I'll guarantee you. I don't know about this year, but probably by next year, we will be seeing like on RoboCops literally in these streets.
I believe it, but let me ask all the other guys something. Do you think they're trying to get us ready for the Antichrist?
Yeah. That would people that believe it.
I'm not a conspiracy.
In the
I'm
Bible.
no, because to me, I don't think that way. I think of more of if I think y'all remember the movie I, Robot with Will Smith?
Yeah.
I think we're going that type of time. I think that's what we're going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how I see it.
He went to the Bible. He like that. He even got early doors laughing.
Hey, I tell you what. Hey, with the last book of Revelations.
Yeah.
I see some. I like I said, I see some crazy stuff out here, but it gotta be super duper crazy. I can't to me say, oh shit, it's gonna go down.
No, definitely. I mean, because think about it. How is it that the whole United States is having some kind of issue with teens? Everybody's running wild. Everybody's blicking down.
It's true.
Listen, this is not being reported. And I think they do this for, I don't know for what. You have white boys running drills now.
Yep.
In these little small suburban towns, you have white boys running drills. They're running drills on in the suburban towns. And they just don't understand what the phenomenon is. And the cops, we noticing there's a cops issue. Cops are quitting. Cops are leaving the force. So they say they want to do this so they can bring the army and lock us down so they can let us out 15 minutes a day so we can get our rations and come home.
Yeah. And now that they want the from what I was heard, that was I don't really I know there's not a conspiracy, John. I'm just saying about certain research being done. They say sometimes they actually, because I listen to Robert Kiyosaki. I know if you listen to Robert Kiyosaki, he talks about it a lot of time. How they want the American dollar to fail. They want a lot of things to happen so we could depend on the government. Because remember, United States is pretty much built on not depending on the government. It's pretty much like self-made. That's what they always talking about. I'm a self-made millionaire. That's what the United States is all about. We don't really depend on the government like we used to anymore, because everybody say, yo, I know how to go out there, I know how to get the bag. We actually trying to overpower the government by saying, okay, let me find a way to get tax write-off. Let me do this. Let me do that. So I don't have to pay taxes. So we kind of work against the government. So what Robert was saying is that they're trying to bring us back into the age where all we have to do is to depend on the government. We need to depend on the government on what to eat, how to live, what to buy.
Talk about it.
It's happening.
I have a question. Do you feel like what happened in 2020 was kind of like a pretest, like with the everybody staying in their house, and also the government sending out stimulus checks?
Yep. I agree with you. Yep, Jordan, I agree with you. Yes. Okay. It was a test.
It was just to show, hey, what are we like when we start locking people down and asking them to take the chip? Let me insert the chip.
Oh, shout out to that's Muhammad. Shout out to you, Muhammad. Blessing to you.
Shout out to Seville and Muhammad, my brother from another mother, Black Wall Street in the building.
Yes, sir.
No, but it's true. They want us to. It was a test. They will see, okay, how can I get people to stay in the house? It's a test ride. Not only that, but give people allowance. Remember, they give us a stimulus package.
Yeah.
They see how they're gonna survive based on that. So we know, okay, next time when there is a pandemic or we lock them up, we gotta give them a little bit more extra money so they can buy more goods and this and that. So, and mind you, what that happened with the pandemic really messed up a lot of people's minds. I don't think you understand. The pandemic literally messed up people's minds. People don't know how to function anymore. People don't know how to talk to people anymore. People are literally on YouTube 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's literally messed up people's minds.
Wait till metaverse start kicking up. That's gonna be terrible.
Oh, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
So you gonna see a lot of people being outside. So that's not gonna be the new normal one. The new norm is if you in your house in the metaverse.
Oh yeah, that's another one where you're plugged into the matrix.
Correct.
Yeah, that's coming. Well, that's already here. That's already here.
Sad.
So it's just, and mind you, and this is the stuff that our future generation of Black people are gonna have to deal with. They're gonna have to deal with the RoboCops. They're gonna have to deal with the metaverse. They're gonna have to deal with probably be locked up in the home for a certain amount of hours. They'd be let go. So it is what it is. That's what matter of fact, that's what they're kind of doing in China. If y'all ever do research on China, you'll see that the way China live their life, everything is governed by the government. The government tell them how many kids to have, how to socialize, how to work, how to eat, pretty much how to survive.
Which is crazy, man.
Sure, that's the case. Sure, me and my wife, we probably gotta get out, like in the next couple of years, get out the city, probably live somewhere rural, in a rural area.
Yeah, like Urban North said, they've been doing it for a very long time. And Mr. Muhammad said the same thing too. He said, Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to store food in your house.
Yes,
it's a survival kit.
Yep.
And that's a fact.
Why do you think we've been talking about? I've been talking about buying land. It's not just for kicks. It's to be able to have somewhere to go when shit start hitting the fan. Having food, being able to build your own house, have shit stored up, and people need to come stay somewhere, and a big enough plot for us to feed our own self. But one thing, I was having a conversation about my brother, and he made a point. He said, "Black people don't have the infrastructure to do things like that."
We don't. We don't.
You know what I mean? And because the world is so interconnected now, you can't deplug without needing something from the matrix. So what
Facts.
do you do? And you know what I mean? I wasn't completely talking about deplugging from the matrix. I'm talking about being self-sufficient, being able, if the matrix say, "Oh, you tripping over there? Turn off his lights." Click. Make sure he can't go to no store and buy no food. Click. How you gonna survive? You own land. Oh, he has a mortgage. Revoke his house. The government can do this at any moment. What can you do to this? There's tactics and plans to do this. Storing food, canning your food, buying products, buying machinery that makes money. You know what I mean? Maybe going overseas. You have a lot of Americans moving to Mexico.
Yep. Yep.
Tons of black people move. Listen, Mexico City's about to be another New York City soon. There's so many expats over there.
No, that's true. It's true. But the problem is, Hakeem, they say, because you say you always preach that black people should have their own land, right?
Yeah.
But black people don't even know how to farm. When the last time you ever said a black person actually know how to farm? Some black people don't even know how to use a fertilizer. I know how to use it because my dad taught me. But some people don't even know how to use the fertilizer.
Do you remember the stat? I remember we did an episode about the black farmer in Colorado, and then we read a stat. What's it like? Well, I don't know. It's like, what was it? 7 or 9% of farmers and black farmers like it's like
we had to know.
Like 9 or 7%, something like that. Out of like
and not enough black farmers. Yeah, and not enough black farmers. And Homestead in Florida, where mostly a lot of people that farm there, natural farmers in Florida, especially in Homestead, is one of the biggest. There's no black farmers. There's only white and Hispanics. We don't know how to. A lot of people don't know how to farm.
Hey, if you hear somebody, I don't know, if me, you, Hakeem, y'all hear a farmer that's black, that's a unicorn.
No, it is.
It's not. In state of California, I don't know any black farmers. In Southern California, Northern California, or even in Michigan. Like, it is a unicorn if you see a black farmer or talk to a black farmer.
You say study S.B. Fuller?
Yeah, S.B. Fuller. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he said study that. He said he has solutions. Yeah, but I think one of the solutions, I love Hakeem buying land. I think that's one of the biggest. And to me, to learn how to farm. I think everybody should learn everybody should take a farm class and learn how to farm. Because just in case everything goes haywire, there's less food supply, we can all just get some seed, plant it, have the patience, and let it grow.
Or just learn how to grow. If you have like a house, especially black, teach learn how to grow a garden, and also teach your kids how to grow the garden.
Mm-hmm.
That's that could save you up right there.
No, and also it's good meditation.
That could build your skills to learn how to farm.
But that's good. That's what I'm saying. But I think black people, we should go back and learn how to farm. But if you ask a black person if you want to go farming, they'll be like, I don't want to learn how to farm. I'm too old for that. I ain't doing that no more. No. You see, I keep laughing at you. I'm telling the truth. They be like, no, I'm not. They be like, no, I am not doing that. So I'll be watching my dad when he plant. That's what you got to do, man. I think we got to know how to farm.
You're right. Because it was evident. Because when we had, was it Irma or something like that? It's funny because I seen you during the hurricane. We had went to what it was Publix to go, Publix.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we had went to Publix to buy something. Funny enough, all the lights was off. Our cousins was our cousins around, and we was like, yo, there was nothing to do. Like people was not, and the food was running out. Nobody didn't know how to cook nothing outside. Nobody didn't know how to fish or hunt. My G, that shit was wild.
That's crazy. And remember, we live in the city, so people that live in the city, we in trouble because we live in a city where we have to depend on these grocery stores, these industries, and when you have kids that happen in Chicago going to vandalize in your city, we gonna be screwed. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm ashamed because remember at the end of the day, those are black people. Yeah. Those are black kids. Those are our future generation. And it seems like there is no structure in our generation. Our generation is literally out of control. It's literally out of control. And the only way they're gonna start with it is us. And I think we need more fathers in the community. The mothers, don't get me wrong, the mothers are doing an amazing job on the aspect of trying to raise these kids, but you need a father at the home, man. It's not starting the show, for real, for real.
No, you're right.
He answered every questions about farming.
He said, talk to maker of. Oh, okay. SB Fuller. Oh, okay. But yeah,
I'm gonna look that up.
No, we're gonna look that up. He was a farm boy down south who took over the north and white and black. SB Fuller is the Morpheus, and they did not want us to know.
I'm gonna look that up, dude.
Yeah, I went online. He has a book called Pioneer in Black Economic Development. I'm gonna buy that book.
And what year was that? What year he made that book? It's recent.
That's a good question. This was January 1st, 2003. This must be a serious book because it's expensive.
Because remember Dr. Claude Anderson, he does the same thing, but he talks a lot about economics. He don't talk about a lot about farming.
No.
Yeah, good book to read. Thank you, Muhammad. I'm gonna check that out. I'm actually gonna read it. I'm gonna try to get the Kindle version and read it. That's good, man. That's why I love Chaos, man. Chaos, we just be having a dope conversation, and at the end of the day, we leave something with some type of value and solution. Like, hey, read this book. It's gonna teach you guys how to farm, teach you guys about economics. That's what I'm saying. That's how we gonna change this community. If not, bruh, we in trouble.
Talk about it, man. Talk about it.
We are in trouble, big time.
Talk about
hey, remember they say 2050, black people ain't gonna have no wealth. So
talk about it.
So people, it's already been written. So if people don't take that seriously, we are in trouble. And I don't even know we're gonna be around at that time. 50, no, we probably be long gone. That was it. It'd be our kids around here. So
yeah. He keeps saying around it because, like I said, because a lot of people don't know about that. What you just said.
Yeah, they said they put it in the study. They say by 2050, black people ain't gonna have no wealth because of the reason why we don't know how to spend our money wisely. We don't know how to invest. We buy stuff that we don't need. We don't think over the long term. We don't have no property. We don't got life insurance. We don't have no insurance. We don't have no credit. We are in trouble.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
So if you see a guy like Mr. Muhammad and say, hey, get this book. Get this book. When we tell you get the Prince Hakeem book, get Prince Hakeem book. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use that as a plug-in, but it's true. Because hey, at the end of the day, we gotta build this community back up. And they start with us because the women's looking at us. The women can't do it. They're trying their hardest, but they can't. They can't.
Tell me about it.
And for us, we need to stay away from these entertainments and really start thinking about our community. We focus on entertainment, then we do our community. And I just tell you how it is in our community. We need to 180 that so we can do better. So we know how to build. Like for instance, like me, Ronnie, Hakeem, we're building a platform here, and we're gonna continue to build a platform here. And that's what we're doing. That's what we want in our community. Help each other to build. That's my final thoughts on that.
Yeah, and my final thoughts, beautiful topic. Of course, there's more. We got more topics along the way. Not only that, but we appreciate everybody from the Facebook, Instagram, through the Facebook, through the Twitter, to YouTube, man, Twitch. Let's go more. We just love the support everywhere, man. I greatly appreciate you guys. And like I said earlier, I think it's very important for us to really study on economics and farming. The stuff our parents did in the old days, I think we got to go back to those old principles, because that's the only way we're going to survive out here. Because you see these kids that have in Chicago, what they're doing is just going to populate throughout the country. So if we don't pay attention to what's going on here, we better start paying attention to it now. And I would say that's why I'm grateful for this platform, because we're able to talk about issues and try to find a solution. You know, there's other spaces on this platform, I think you guys already know, there is no solution. But on this platform, we try to find a solution. That's my final thoughts. Go ahead, Hakeem.
I just say that we can always say come back to God. We can always say get the pastors involved. You know what I mean? But I also want to say that we need to stick together as a group and practice what we can practice. If we don't come together, we're not going to be able to solve the issues that's going on. And here's the thing. I'm older, you older is the babies that are going to get affected. What are we leaving behind for them? And this is what it is. So if you care about your community, and my brother Muhammad used to tell me this, each one teach one. If you care about the kids and you care about the community, that's what it is. It's easy to build strong children than fix weak men. Frederick Douglass said that. And that's the end of my speech right now.
And like always, thank you guys. On your way out, please make sure you hit that like button. On your way out, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed already. And also shout out to all the new subscribers that subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys really enjoy the channel, because at the end of the day, this is content for you guys to go back, to watch, to laugh, to smile, to sometimes have that sad moment. But it's just for you guys to go about your business and go about your day. And also make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side, because we do go live each and every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Oh, remember, go to KL Culture Radio Community Tab. In the Community Tab, there's a KL Culture Radio t-shirt. Me and Jordan is rocking it right now. Empress Hakeem new book, Black Love. Go ahead, get your copy, get your Kindle version. Come support the platform. Show Hakeem you love him. Get his book. Smile while you get it. And say, Hakeem, we rock with you. So shout out to him. Every time I say that, he be blushing on the inside. So, like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. We over and out. Peace. Oh, peace.